video of he ruined his life and his friends cheered. The Ludwig controversy.
Sponsored by Surfshark.
Today's first topic. So this came up from Twitch.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what's going on, so Mango got really drunk, and he made some girls uncomfortable. Like they made him uncomfortable. It is what like yeah. So he was very drunk. He made the girls uncomfortable, and so what happened is that he took it too far. And he pretty much like Global banned him for future what do you call it, for future convention future events. Sorry. And what also happened is that he was let go of his team, like his esports team, and he was also banned on Twitch. So all that happened, and well, a lot of people are kind of feeling a little weird about it because like people are saying he deserved it for obvious reasons, but they're also saying like, well, you know, they enabled it in so many ways. Ludwig and everybody else like really like enabled it. They know he's a drinker. They know he's this, and that, and so they were like, I mean, I get why he was banned, but like, what about the rest of the people? You know what I mean? So yeah.
They essentially just banned this guy.
This past weekend, Cloud9 dropped Joseph Mango Marquez, one of the most famous Super Smash Bros. Melee players of all time, after he was accused of sexually harassing several people at an event hosted by Ludwig this past weekend.
All you need to know, some big streamers, some smaller streamers involved. The person in question has a history of alcoholism, gets on the stream, which is an event where there's drinking involved in games. Yeah. And he does some inappropriate stuff.
What follows is a clip of Mango humping the air next to Maya's head, making her visibly uncomfortable.
See, we're not drunk, guys. Yeah, we're not drunk.
But
Mango, on the other hand, no. He's humping toes. No.
What is, bro, Mango, give Mango water. Look at this motherfucker.
I gave him the beer. Yeah, let him know, bro. Let him know.
Dude,
can we zoom in on that?
Stan is the worst person.
No, I've seen Mango 10 times drunker than this.
So there's a clip where the guy in question, who's who knows him, invited Mango. They're talking about his drinking habits, and some people
dude,
drinking a lot.
Okay, Mango is like an alcoholic. Mango can drink 30 beers and act the same he does off no beers. He's a machine of a man.
He said he had 7 beers already today.
If you ask him how many beers he's had lifetime, it's probably above 10,000. He's the two-time champion. He's never lost.
We got a new PB! Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
You see how like they're all celebrating it? Yeah, that's why like they're on Ludwig's ass right now too.
How's that a yay? How's that a yay?
Told you.
2.5. Well, here in Quebec,
Told
the
you.
limit to drive is 0.08. 0.25 is 3 times that. A little bit more than 3 times that. So he's 3 times over the limit of what you're supposed to do to drive a car. And they're like, yay.
When do you get to a point where you harm yourself physically in terms of too much blood alcohol?
It varies from people to people. It really varies. It depends. And some people get very drunk and very like incapacitated at 0.06. Some people cannot handle 0.04.
So here it is. A blood alcohol level of 0.04 or higher is generally considered potentially fatal. So he's already at 0.25.
2.5, yeah.
That's crazy.
Mango just blew a .32.
That is my go.
Hey, everybody! Mango just blew a .32!
And they're all celebrating, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
This clip is super bad.
Mango is probably he's a problem because he has a problem. But you're definitely enabling him and encouraging him. If someone has a problem, an issue with consummation, and I'm pushing it and I'm like, yay, cheering this on, this is crazy. on Twitch. On top of that,
Let's watch.
with the people, with the people watching and the kid watching, you're like 0.32 yay? That's crazy, my guy.
At another point during the event, Ludwig intervened to stop Mango from touching Extra Emily's hair repeatedly. These clips and others showed Mango drunkenly harassing several people, and while the intervention did come later in the event, many of Mango's actions were laughed off or encouraged early on, particularly his drinking. On Sunday, Mango said he'd apologized to anyone he made uncomfortable, then said he needed to reevaluate his relationship with alcohol. The same day, Ludwig went on stream to discuss Mango's actions, stating that some guests had to leave early due to being uncomfortable and that Mango was no longer being invited to his events.
You know, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. But also, and I already told Mango this, I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moo's events.
Ludwig stated that he viewed the event as a failure given that people were uncomfortable and apologized for being too locked in on the event to notice many of Mango's interactions with other people when they occurred outside of pulling him away from Emily.
Dude, you encourage them. Dude, you encourage them. I understand you ban him, but you encourage them. Yeah, you're not the one that did the S8 stuff to other people and made other people uncomfortable, but you encouraged someone that was clearly intoxicated to drink even more.
I am planning a trip to go to the wonderful land of Japan. Yep, I'm going to get some Pokemon cards over there. Pokemon hunted, but enough of that nerd stuff. I need to have a VPN. Yeah, because there's some people that really want to have access to your information while you're traveling, and you do not want that. You want to have a protection that's going to allow you to be able to surf the web and all those unsecured Wi-Fi connections. So you need to have this wonderful stuff that you want to watch. Shark.com/top of your subscription.
And apologized for his actions. Later that day, esports organization Cloud9 calling his behavior unacceptable. Mango has been a part of Cloud9 for 11 years. Mango responded by stating he
decade beating Cloud9, bro.
He may soon be banned from Smash tournaments as well. And on Tuesday, Supernova, one of the largest and most prestigious tournaments on the Smash calendar, banned Mango from this year's event, stating that
in the light of recent events, this past week involving competitor Mango, we have made the decision that we will no longer be permitted to attend or participate in Supernova this August. The safety and respect of attendees is almost important to us. The decision was made in alignment with our event's conduct expectation as well as standards in our partners. The decision was not made lightly. We are grateful for Mango's understanding. We hope he is able to take time and space needed to help move forward. So at least, luckily, he's not permanently banned, but I feel like this is kind of weird. Because they knew how Mango is when he drinks for many, many years. And nobody said anything until recently. And you know what's going to suck? And I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. They're probably going to blame Maya. Because the Maya clip is the one that really went viral compared to like the Senna and all those other clips. Because again, Extra Emily just laughed it off kind of thing. So... and hopefully they don't, for obvious reasons. It's not Maya's fault at all. Like, it's not. It's Mango's fault. But I still feel weird about, like, him going, like, completely, like, blacklisted. If I'm going to be honest. Because, like, he's been doing this kind of stuff for some time now. They even said it on stream. You know? Like, this is not super surprising. So it's like, why, you know, like, didn't stop him or at least have a conversation with him. Like, yeah, I get it, he's an adult, he should take responsibility, but when you enable an addict, it's like you're enabling him, you're also doing a bad thing as well, not just them. That's just my opinion.
The safety of their attendees comes first. He said he supports the ban and accepts that he may never be allowed back in the scene. He also stated that he is looking into rehab. Mango's drinking has been known for a long time within the community. His stream often involve him drinking heavily, and many tournament attendees have stories of seeing Mango drinking or already drunk during tournaments.
From idea to submission, empower students to do their
best. It's like nothing new.
Emily's comprehensive AI writing assistant.
Like, it's nothing new, dude.
Okay.
Like, this is not nothing new.
This gaming community for a long time. One person wrote, when Mango was on the rise as a young and up-and-coming player, many of the older players were horrible influences on him. I wouldn't doubt he was doing heavy underage drinking and hanging out with the older players, and once he hit the drinking age, it just escalated. Cloud9 doing the right thing isn't the disappointing part. It's Mango's years-long denial of the severity of his alcoholism that's disappointing, as well as how hard his community repeatedly enabled and cheered on his behavior. The fact that he had to lose so much is disappointing, but necessary for change. I don't know if Ludwig has address this properly, or if he's
No, he's
apologized.
not
for his
gonna.
part
He's not gonna
as to
say it.
how he enabled a lot of this.
I don't think
behavior,
he's gonna talk
but
about it.
I'll reserve that comment for later. He was banned from Twitch, so basically his livelihood is dead. He lost everything. You know, I think a lot of people are going to feel different things. Some folks are going to say like, well, listen, if you have a real job and you do this at work, you're going to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Touche. And I agree. Problem is that this man clearly had a problem. It's not like this wasn't known to people. Sounds like Ludwig was pretty well aware. And aside from just egging them on, they also like, there's something to be said about streaming, and at least the way a lot of people stream. Streaming in terms of trying to be entertainment on camera all the time.
Yeah.
You're constantly trying to up the ante, right? You have an audience that's giving you live feedback and they're saying do more, and then you're having that feedback. You have someone who's heavily inebriated, who has a problem with alcoholism in probably one of the worst environments where they're just going to be encouraged to do much worse to themselves. And it just feels like this loop where it's like, you drink, the people tell you drink more, you feel good, so you drink more. They tell you we want to see how far you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the reality is he just didn't have any good friends around him. This is what I said to you guys before. It's like, I think a real friend tells you to stop before you even get started. A real friend should tell you, slow down, you're going too fast. And if they see you still, they try to take your keys away from you. They don't show up just to your funeral. You know what I'm saying? And what I see in a lot of these situations is people know someone has a problem, but like, oh, I'm not going to abandon my friend, but you're not going to sway them. No, you're going to create an event where their problem is going to be exponentially worse. I don't know.
And then after that, ban them from your community because it was worse, even though you enabled them. That's a big
that's weird, bro.
Yeah. And
it's weird.
It is. And I'm not trying to absolve him of responsibility, but this is a person who's sick, who, from all the allegations, was drinking underage, which probably fucked his development completely, and then went into an environment where people encourage you to do extreme behaviors. So, to be honest with you, he didn't have much luck, but it's still his responsibility.
Right.
However, as the people around him, what responsibility do they bear? I asked the question. They're profiting from the fact that this guy is self-destructive. They're broadcasting. If I bring a mental health person, right, like who's got severe BPD or whatever it is, then I feed into their schizophrenia. And I tell them, and then they go and attack somebody.
And I
Am I
trigger
not
them.
in any way?
Yeah. No, and by law, you would be subjected to some repercussions.
I want to hear from Ludwig, because this is the guy who organized. I want to hear from him.
I saw this tweet today. Are you not talking about the mango thing? Before having to address what happened at your event is pointless to the fact that it happened live while you and your crew and other friends either sat there and watched it happen and egged it on. You actively let him pass multiple win on your show, which is just like kind of disheartening to see a tweet like this get 9K likes. It's kind of sad because like there's literally a clip of me seeing it happen in probably the most minor form that there is a clip, like Mango touching somebody's hair, and I did stop it. Like what happened is right after the broadcast, you know, Maya came up to me and talked to me, and then the next day I banned him like that when I found out. Like I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit sad how the peanut gallery works, because it's always without any nuance, and like, yeah, I would simply stop when I see it, and it's like, yeah, me too.
Okay, listen, I'm not saying that's on you, but
you egg them on.
But the drinking, do you not think
they're talking about the drinking part? Yeah.
But ultimately, we can't rewind the clock. And I feel like I try to make the best actions moving forward based off of what happened. And to be honest, like, I don't remember a lot of the night because I was drunk. So I was like, proud's not the right word, but I was happy to see that, like,
you can't will the clock back, and you know, you can't really do anything about that because you're drunk. Imagine if Mango was having the same retort as you. He was drunk. He can't go back and fix whatever the hell he did.
It's your event.
It's your event. You egged him on. Dude. Mm-hmm. No. Just no. You have to have a little bit of accountability to be like, you know what? I could have done things better. That's not an acknowledgement of anything that you did or possibly could do.
And it'll have hella viewers, more than anyone gets likes on Twitter, because we have people who want to show up and who want to watch it. So I've never been too bothered by what people say. Like, I feel like you kind of have to have a ironclad wall to even be a creator, you know?
I agree. And I think there's a lot of people in the peanut gallery who you shouldn't give much energy to, because a lot of them are bad faith about it. But
what's a peanut gallery? Peanut
gallery is the people who watch from the stands and kind of have a lot to say, but don't.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. It's basically the audience. But this guy lost everything. You understand? He lost his whole livelihood. And like, yes, but it's also partially on you. I'm sorry if you know somebody has a problem and you just.
I mean, he didn't lose everything. He just got banned on Twitch, but not perma-banned, or what I know. Did he get perma-banned on Twitch? Did I miss something? So it's like, I don't think he lost his livelihood, but it is obviously a big effect, because again, he's not perma-banned from every tournament, Like he did say like, oh, he may not ever be back, like like the may never invited him back, but that's a big maybe, right? Nobody knows he's for sure permanently banned from every single tournament. So we'll see about that if that's actually true, if that's actually gonna happen or not. So I do want to say that, but he did lose a lot. I don't think he lost everything, but
let that shit slide.
You let that shit slide? What a poor choice of word. He didn't let that shit slide. He pushed him into his problem. Actively cheered him on to proceed in. It's not like, oh, he's drunk, whatever. No, it's drink some more.
So like
I'm not letting you slide. I'm pushing the whole slate.
So like I was saying, nuisance streamers.
I was thinking exactly. Yeah.
I appreciate you for
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, 100%. You did good.
That's between me and him. Anyway, I'm not here to be like, Ludwig, you should pay, whatever. It's like alcoholism is a thing that a lot of people deal with. And also at the same time, we don't really treat like a real problem because some people who are alcoholics also appear to be fun. That was your perception of him. You thought he was fun. That's how you described him. Man, he's so cool, whatever.
In his lifetime, he drinks like 10,000 Provendiers?
Yeah. And it's like, that's a problem, my guy. And we need to just change the way we talk about people and when they drink. And also how we behave in relation to that.
100%.
I don't watch enough Twitch to give a fuck about none of these people, okay? Whether you lose your job, become president or whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm seeing somebody who has an obvious problem be let loose, given whatever he needs, encouraged to do it, and then lose everything. And everyone's just like, he's so inappropriate. He's bad. And it's like, do we not recognize that we have somebody who has an illness? Is that not part of this at all?
No.
It's just lose everything.
That's how the internet works. That's how the internet works.
We're not. I don't feel like we're defending him. Saying
people are gonna say they are.
No, okay. But let's just watch the bigger picture. A lot of steps that happened that we could have been avoided before we got to that, and nobody didn't do shit.
You got a group of friends. You know somebody got a problem with drugs, and you bring them to a party full of drugs, and then they let loose, and they don't know how to, and they got a problem with it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna defend the person. You know these people got issues. You bring him around that influence? I'm not saying they got no culpability. I'm just saying I'm going to defend him in that regards. He's lost everything. There's zero chance for him now. He's got to go after rehab, but he's going to come back. And it's just like, imagine this man drinks all the time, right? They took everything from him. He feels the worst he's ever felt. So the hope now is what? He's going to go to rehab, right? Or I just hope he has people around him, people who are real friends, people who are actually going to care, not just turn him into content, and are going to make sure that this dude gets.
Also, not banning him. I guess
that's my word. Because if you don't, that bottle is going to be the only thing y'all made sure he had left.
Y'all people call people your friends; they're not your friends, and you need to make a distinction about that. Colleagues, people you chill with, acquaintances, not everybody is your friend. If nobody said nothing at that point and didn't help you and didn't raise a flag until bullshit happened, I'm sorry to say, they were not your friends.
But hey, listen, Mango, I hope you get better. You know, I'm glad you apologized because what you did was wrong. But I do hope you get better, and there is a way back from that. So if you ever end up watching this, man, listen. Anybody watching, some of you watching right now, you're struggling with alcohol, please get the help that you need, okay? Because there is a life on the other end of that. Alcoholism is no joke. Drug addiction is no joke. And so, you know, if you guys see a creator and they're clearly abusing, report that shit. I commend anybody who tries to make an effort to get these people away from this shit that will just keep them in that cycle. So that's pretty much all I want to say. Anything else?
I'm old as because every time you say Mango, I think about Saturday Night Live. You know what that is? No? Yeah. Original Mango, you know, those who don't know.
There you go. Give them the reference. That's it for today, guys.
So go click on the link below right now.
No, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, obviously, it is Mango's fault. He shouldn't have done that. But it's also like, should the people who kind of enable him bear some responsibility? That's pretty much it. I don't like this like idea where this mistake, obviously, is like that's the only thing you could do, and you cannot make a comeback anymore. Like, it's over for you. There's no more chances in life. I don't like the idea of that. There are certain things you cannot come back from, but there's some things you could come back from. And I feel Mango obviously take a break and then come back and then be better than ever and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Valkyrie straight up says, "Isn't this enabling him?" When Ludwig was explaining that he's a heavy drinker with a history alcoholism. Yeah, even Valkyrie said like, "Yeah, isn't that enable him and all that?" So Like, not every streamer is gonna have the responsibility to respond to what's going on with Mingo. I think the only one that has like hopefully response is Ludwig, and hopefully another thing is like don't completely blacklist him and abandon him, because again that could lead to a person very to a very dark place, you know. You know the crazy thing? He had one friend in that party, and that was Valkyrie, because she even said it. Yes, most of the responsibility lies on us. However, if you enable someone who knows has a problem, that makes you, yeah, it's kind of like you're egging them on, like, hey, just one drink, it's fine, just one drink, just one, like that kind of thing. That's like a bad enabler, you know. Mango was used for content, was not surrounded by friends, or else they wouldn't let him come on. Period. Bro, this is giving more additional content now. Loaded response in this situation makes me look like a massive effing hypocrite, insane. Like they're going to yo, what up, Evo? How's it going, dude? They're gonna criticize Ludwig for sure. But yeah, dude, at the end of the day, it was Ludwig. No, sorry, it was Mango's fault. But yeah, there we go. But yeah, dude, yeah. So 6-7 when Mango. Hopefully, he makes a comeback. And I believe in chances, uncertain things, you know.